Love will endure even when times are tough, and tough times have been a shadow that has loomed large in the lives of John and Julie Stewawi of Fremont for more than 5 years. But if you ask them,
this is the happiest I've been in my life right now, and I think you feel the same way. So
Yeah.
we're blessed. You know, we have these things we're overcoming, but we're blessed.
cancer has been a part of the family's life for the past 6 years. It started when Julie was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2017, and after a year of chemo and surgeries, she began to get her life back. And it was just about that time that a difficult-to-diagnose lump was found in John's throat.
I finally ended up here, and that's when they figured out it was peripheral T-cell lymphoma.
For the next several months, John underwent aggressive chemotherapy, and Julie and their 2 children were at his side for everything.
I went through the typical things of chemo, you know, lost my hair, lost weight, all that things.
I do feel it was my blessing to have cancer, because now I know the fear, the anxiety, and all of the stuff that he was dealing with. I understood that. So it was truly a blessing for me to have it.
And all that love and understanding went a long way in John's treatment, but cancer wasn't done with the family yet.
I actually went to see the doctor to get my port taken out because we were all done with the cancer. And they gave me one more PET scan, and that PET scan came back positive.
With the cancer back, John's only option was a stem cell transplant. He underwent that treatment and was very weak, but he was recovering. And then one day, he went to the Cleveland Clinic for some tests because of a persistent cough.
I went in to have the bronchoscope done. I had a reaction, and I crashed and ended up in the ICU after that.
That reaction was a result of graft versus host disease, or GVHD. That's when the body begins to reject transplanted tissue or cells.
Every organ in your body could be affected with this, and in his case it was the lung, and that could be really dangerous and life-threatening situation.
At this point, John is now on a ventilator. His body is rejecting the stem cells, and his prognosis is not very good.
My wife and my kids came, my priest came, and we were supposed to say goodbye. And you think you have some sort of grand epiphany during that moment when you said, hey, you're probably not going to make it till morning, you got to say goodbye to your family. I just wanted to see my family. I didn't want to give any great speeches or anything. I just wanted to hold my family and be with my wife and my kids and wake up the next morning. And I decided I didn't want to go to sleep that night because, you know, I might not wake up. And in the morning, when my wife came into the room, I had crawled into the chair that she would sit in. I said, I'm not going anywhere yet. I want to stay here.
That long night and John's overwhelming drive to live was a turning point for him in his treatment. His doctors worked out a new strategy to follow.
So we had a trial open again at that time, looking at this drug called ruxolitinib. He went on the trial, and he's been on that drug since then and doing well.
And after many weeks in the ICU and many months of rehab, the man who wasn't supposed to make it through the night has now been around for more than 2 years. He works as an editor for a website that helps to educate transplant patients. John says Julie and his family's love and the care from so many others is why he is still here.
Thank God for, Dr. Jagadish, and thank God for Teresa, a girl who I've never met in person, gave me her stem cells. I didn't even know who I was, and she gave me this life.
But the story's not over. Julie's cancer has now returned, but all that love and care will have to continue to flow. Cancer is terrible.
You're going to fight to survive.
But love and care can hold it at bay.
Don't let it take all this living you can still do.
And so can the will to carry on.
John and I are back on the path, coming back and forth to Cleveland and the Cleveland Clinic to try to become healthy.
In Cleveland, Roosevelt Leftwich, Fox 8 News.